great. I'm gonna do a BTS video. I'm here with my guy TM. He's in the background. I don't know if he wants to speak, but essentially, I found myself in a really fun, cool, and unique position that right now we're in Thailand. It's quite fun. I just came back from Dubai, before Dubai, Lagos, and then London. So somewhat of a sky dweller, all praise be to God. So why am I in Thailand? You know, technically, I'm here to fix my business. Now, let me tell you what my business is. I work with LL, he's at landlords. It's landlords. LL, can you see that? I work with INV/CL, investors and clients. And then the last one is students, STU. So, you know, somebody is gonna be from here. So, can you see that? How well can you see that? Landlords, investors, students. Now, landlords, they get guaranteed rent. They're very happy, except for sometimes, you know, costs go up and then they wanna change the price, increase everything. Apart from that, they're usually happy. Guaranteed rent. And then basically, the landlords provide us with property opportunities. Great. So, the funny thing about my business is that to convince and acquire a landlord is a full-time business. It's a full-time job. Now, here the thing is, everybody's got specific criteria of where they're looking for properties. Now, for example, for me, I like my properties in London. I'm based in London. That's where I grew up. That's where I built my connections. London. But I get landlords contact me with properties in Birmingham and Manchester and Liverpool. I don't frequent those areas. They're not my specialties. I don't really, you know, invest too much into that. But there's still a market there. So this is where we come on to investors and clients. So investors are people just like me who are operators, and I've got a triple S system. I I coined it. Social, supported, and serviced accommodation. Basically, those are the main companies which rent property. They do triple S, social, supported, and serviced accommodation. Now, these investors and clients are happy to pay in a multiple of ways, short-term and long-term, one-time fees and retainers. Landlords are always asking me, if you don't charge us any fees, because this is 0 fees, 0 commission. If you're a landlord, go to the link in the bio. 0 fees, 0 commission. How do you make money from us as landlords if you don't charge fees or commission? Easy. The clients, they pay one-time fees, they pay retainers. Short-term versus long-term. Property is ultimately a valuable accommodation. The accommodation that we're here, we're obviously paying an increased rate of what it costs to rent this property. Why? Because we're here on a short-term basis. That's how market economics work. So, there's a business in the fact that I'm a property manager myself, investment property manager. I'm a social housing provider. I do service accommodation. I'm happy to take some of these properties on myself, but usually that is 2 to 4% of what I generate. 2 to 4% of every opportunity I generate every week, every month is what I can take for myself. So that remains a lion's chunk of 96% ready for other people. Now, if I was just a selfish person, I would just deal with me, but I want to provide value to the market. I want to help all these landlords who want guaranteed rent. I want to help all these investors and clients find property. But this is a lot of work. Me, myself, taking on my 2 to 4%, that's a full-time business. I've got, you know, tens of properties. People requires management, which is different business from providing properties to investors. So how do I do this? Now, this comes into our third. Students. Now, CYC, short-term versus long-term, one-time fees versus retainers. What you like to do, the best thing you can do is find the type of clientele that you like working with and go all in on that. And that's like, you know, that adds your another 2 to 4%. So another 2 to 4% is your agents, your clients that you deal with. So 2 to 4% of your business you take on, you operate yourself. 2 to 4% goes to your clients who you provide. So now, you know, we're looking at remaining, took another 2%, we're looking at another 90% of opportunities. So look, I take on properties myself from landlords, guaranteed rent, 0 fees, 0 commission. I'm the one paying the rent, I'm the one operating the property. It's about 2 to 4% of what I generate. Another subset of the properties that come available, I work very closely with clients and investors who have good criteria that works very similar to me. Properties near my area, so it's easy to focus. Another 2 to 4%, but that still leaves 90% plus of the opportunities that I generate from my business. And we deal with hundreds of landlords every single month. We're not talking about 5, 10 people. We're talking about hundreds of people, tens of people, 10, 20, 50 people contacting you every single day. 100. Let's say we've got 100. 90 of 100 is still 90. I'm taking 4 or 5 for myself. I'm taking 4 or 5 for my clients. There's still 90 good opportunities there. That is where I have the students. Now, traditionally in property is what people would do is called co-sourcing. I'm not a fan of co-sourcing at all. Co-sourcing is basically, I do this, I find another person with a 2 to 4%, then I partner up with that person's 2 to 4%. I leverage their investors' clients. Now, I don't like doing that because I did a deal with somebody one time and they basically lied, cheated, and it ruined my trust. I've done a deal with someone that went well, but I knew them before they went property. That's why I was able to, why we're able to do the deal, but it helped me trust them. So essentially, co-sourcing, I'm not a fan of it. So what I thought was the next best thing, better than co-sourcing, to add value to the market and add value to people, was create a community and train people. So essentially, I've decided that all the education that involves in going into property, dealing with landlords, dealing with investors, dealing with these co-sourcers, I would put into education, information. You've never heard about landlords, you've never heard about investors, you didn't know you could get one-time fees, you didn't know you can get retainers, you knew about an Air BNB, but you didn't know that you could find Airbnbs for properties, you didn't know you could invest in them, you didn't know that there was all these types of market, you didn't even heard about support living care homes, you didn't even know that when people's houses are under fire, there's domestic violence, people need to pay for alternative accommodation, this is a new world to you, then rest assured that information and education is what we provide to our students. Now, I believe knowledge is power, and I want to invite everybody around me to be powerful to make the best decision, which is why I've made the education information very low barrier to entry. For example, YouTube videos, I just make videos, see what's going on. But what you want to do, if you want to get a part of this 90%, if you want to get a piece of the pie, then you need to be trained, because it's a skill-based game. If you haven't got skills, you don't pay. If you haven't got skills, you don't do deals, and if you don't do deals, you can't pay the bills. Ace 2025. What. So skills gets you deals, and deals pays the bills. So I give people the knowledge and the rules of the game, like Monopoly, for free, for very low barrier to entry. I will tell you about the game, I will give you information, I'll give you tips and tricks. But if you want to play at my table, you want to get a percentage of the 90%, then what you need to do is you need to become a community member. And I have 2 processes right now. I have short to medium, and medium to long. You spend 1 to 2 days together. Then after that, we spend 30 to 60 days together on our mentorship. I invite people, come to an abode like this, very nice. We do this education. Imagine this all day. By the end of the day, you're gonna know what we're talking about, proper language, short. Then after that, it's the after support of the practicing everything you learn, then executing everything you learn. So the people I had on my last bootcamp, they came in person 1 to 2 days, they got the knowledge. The next 30 days, they were out in the field trying things, building connection. Now in the 30 days after that, everybody's got deals going on in the pipeline. So it's a process. Then medium to long term is 6 months to 3 years. Woo! 3 to 6 months, then 1 to 3 years. That's a long time. How can I have an offer for 3 years? Well, it's called university. This is not just property. This is not just, I don't know. There's a lot. I've been in my business has been established for 3 years. My business has been established for 3 years. And after 3 years of having my business, I can say I've got to the point where I have the basic things that I want for myself and for my family and the people I care about. I'm not in the upper echelons of private jets and supercars and hypercars, but you know, we can fly abroad. I can put my family on an occasional business class flight, and you know, we can rent and use nice classic cars. You know, we're not private jets and hypercars yet. You know, we're not villas on the palm cash yet, but we're doing very well. And that took about 3 years of me knowing what to do. So I don't want to empower people to go halfway. No, I want to be able to take people from zero to 5 to 10K per month. That is what I want to offer to people. I myself have done it. It didn't take, to be honest, 3 years of business being established. Sure, you can say it took 3 years. If it was a focused thing and I knew and I could go back in time, we'd do it in 1 year or less. So that's my whole business. I hope it makes sense. My guy T Money's watching as well. I hope if it doesn't make sense and someone like, bro, you should just focus on this and you'd be much more successful, I would. But as of right now, my main business as well is taking on landlords and having a good landlord relationship. I've got very good relationships with my landlords. They give me more properties and I do very well with the properties I manage. That probably makes me 80% of the money I make right now, just with the properties that I personally manage myself. Then selling deals every now and then supplements my income and it builds me good relationship with clients. And it's sort of a relationship building. Selling deals, it doesn't make you a lot of money. It's not that great, but for the time invested, it's not that much time. And the relationships that you get with the people that you sell deals with, priceless. So that, and then as a result of this, because there's this just, I could stop here with the 2 to 4%. That's just me, I only care about myself. 2 to 4%, that's for other people. But it's still a 90%, and I thought the 90%, the best thing I could do was educate people, give them opportunity in 1 to 3 years to completely change their life, property, and everything I've done. So if you're interested in that, at any stage, I should have, by the time this is ready, I should have a link for the landlords, a link for the investors, a link for the students to find out more what I offer to everybody. But that's the behind the scenes of my life right now. And we're looking to just continually grow that business for the next 1 to 3 years. More landlords, ideally developers and blocks. That's really what we're looking for. More investors. I haven't talked about how I take on funds and I pay people, 20 to 40% investment. That's another story for another day, but I do that. And then, yeah, we provide deals to social supported and service accommodation. Then we teach people about this. We basically educate these people on the fact that there's a market going on between here. Do you want to play? Do you want to get involved? Do you want to train yourself? Do you want to get skills to get deals to pay the bills? They're like, yeah, I want to get skills to do deals to pay the bills. Then I provide them with opportunities from my piece of the pie, and that 90% gets distributed. So that is everything we're doing. I hope that's of interest. My name is Abdul, Director of Ace Investment Properties, and I look forward to delivering more videos for you. Thanks so much. Click no longer works.